KHTS or its ownership.
Good afternoon. You're listening to KHTS Radio 98.1 FM, 1220 AM. You're listening to Listed by Mina show. And what are we about? We are about real estate, trust, probate, divorce, and more. There are a lot of questions that people have, and I get so many calls in bits and pieces from people that I felt that it was so important to educate individuals about what they need to know that they don't know, and then they find out it may be too late to know because they've already done what they needed to do, whether it's trust, probate, going through a divorce, or these are things that are going to be happening in your life in the near future, because we're in a strange time right now. But if you're prepared, always better than not being prepared. So I invited Lauren Fredette from Precision Escrow. Escrow is so important. And typically, the seller's agent will choose the escrow company to work with. So if you do have a agent that you do work with, you have a choice to request any escrow company that you do like to work with. And I love Precision. They've been part of my world for a while, and I can literally, and I don't want to probably say this, I can call them at 9 o'clock at night, and they do answer me and respond to me. They will stay up all night to get my work done. And, I'm dealing with a lot of dissolutions of relationships, so people are a little upset, and it's getting the job done the way you need to do it. And even the owner of the company will stay up and work through everything so we can get things closed, even in a traditional sale. So Lauren, tell us a little bit about, how long Precision has been around in California.
Sure. Thank you for having me. This is kind of exciting, and I don't know why I'm so nervous to be on here, but this is awesome. Precision has been around for a while, for about 20 years, 15, 20 years. We're located in Woodland Hills, but we cover all of California. We have area representatives all in Southern California. And like Mina said, we are available 24/7. So if you need something on the nights, weekends, before hours, after hours, we will pick up our phone and we will make sure whatever issue it is or whatever question you have is answered.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. I really like customized service. So customer service is probably the most important thing. There was a gentleman. I forgot which shoe store or shoe company it was. So he wasn't better than anyone else. He was a young guy. He was making a lot of money. And you know what was interesting? They interviewed him because he made a lot of money and just sold regular shoes online. He said, "What makes you different? Why are people using you?" He goes, "My customer service." Yeah. There was a guy that he was bored. He was on a business trip. He wanted to order shoes for his wife or his kid. And he went online and called them up. And he's like, "I've never been here before. I want to order a pizza. I'm really hungry." The guy on the other line, the customer service rep that was working, said, "Let me get you a name of a pizza place." Ordered him a pizza.
Wow.
And had it delivered to his room.
Yeah.
And this guy just talked about this to all his friends, how amazing this place, how people cared about you.
Right.
And when they truly care, there's a big difference when people are just doing their job to make money.
And going through the motions.
And going through the motions, right?
Yep.
And I know, we just recently closed a large probate deal with your company of 9 real estate assets throughout California, up Tulare County down to Solano Beach.
Yeah.
And those properties were owned a long time and no work was done to them. So I know that there were unknown payoffs of certain loans. It was an individual that passed away,
right,
and had unknown heirs that came over, and it became a probate.
Right.
And that's why I want to share this with everyone, because what happened, in this instance and many instances, when you reach to that point and you don't consult with people, you don't know what can happen. And not having consulted with an attorney that does trust and probate or estate wills and all that stuff, they ended up losing a lot of money to
Right.
the court system,
Yep.
which I'm all for it because you need that sometimes, right?
Right.
There's no other way to go. But if your T's are not crossing, I's are not dotted, you get into a gnarly situation.
Yeah, can be
And
messy.
it could be messy because you may have someone that's not willing to work with anyone.
Right.
And that can hold everything up. And they came out of the woodworks because they let people know that this person has passed away.
Right.
Is there any blood relatives here that want to come forward? Another half sister or half brother or then
Cousin of a
cousin
cousin.
of somebody, and that starts the party.
Right.
So it's really important when people do these trusts and wills to do it and update it and exclude people that you potentially may not want in there. And,
Right.
and we're going to have some really great trust and probate attorneys in our future shows come in and talk about different things that you could do to maybe avoid probate if you're not in it already. But if you're in it already, then
Yeah.
how to go forward in the smartest way so that you don't have any hiccups and continue to be busy with what you're good at is working
Right.
and not have to take hours and hours to try to figure out what really needs to be done. And
Yeah.
I like to pre-plan for people. And that's why I like people, just call me, even if you're not in that place. You have questions, call me. You have a friend that needs help. Even if it's in another state. I am a broker in New York as well.
You got to prepare for the impact.
You just have to
happen.
prepare. You know,
Yeah.
I got a call from a woman. We were talking. We were actually networking, and she was very interesting. And she says, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. Because we weren't really talking that kind of business. We were
Right.
talking more about marketing and things like that. She goes, my husband and I have been married a year now. So they're both our second marriages. And the mother was living in a house in Connecticut, and the father had passed away. And then there's other siblings, but nobody talks about anything.
Right.
So I'm like, well, she goes, well, I don't really want to say anything. I said, well, maybe he should say something. I said, because the fact that you're concerned means that there is going to be an issue since two siblings are living in the house with mom.
Right.
And nobody wants
Right.
to talk about it.
Yeah.
Usually, nobody has a will or trust that you've visually seen. That means there may not be anything. And it'd be a shame to have to go through that because it's
Through probate.
stressful.
Yeah, it is, and it's a process on everyone's side. I mean, we are very comfortable doing these types of transactions, and we go above and beyond, and we try to get everything done early.
Yes.
We try to make sure that we have all the documentation and all the paperwork from everybody involved so the transaction is smooth and we're not waiting on anything. And when it goes to like a probate situation, we have to wait on the court system.
Yes.
And so we try to be proactive and get everything
Right.
right away to make sure nothing's being held up.
Yes, and when people use me for their estate or trust matters or probate, I and being that I'm a certified trust and probate realtor with the state of California, I always get my ducks in a row because I like to pre-plan to know that if I can ask the attorneys and the courts for paperwork that I probably will need, give them to me now.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
And I can fast forward the process because the courts were closed for quite a while.
Right.
And we had a lot of things that were, put out months and months later. And something I was supposed to go into a blocked account and be sold in July, now ended up being December. And it's a shame because you have a few minor children and a mom that was left with
Right.
this situation
Yeah.
and a former business partner who's actually, they're all very nice people, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's how do you sort things out? That was
Right.
never put on paper.
Right.
And so I encourage everyone to call someone,
Yeah.
that
get information.
get
Yeah.
information because they need money and they can't get the money because they can't sell the house yet.
Right. Right.
Because it's so backed up with other emergencies.
Yep.
And again, there's mediation instead of probate. There's all kinds of things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
And I know when you also deal with a lot of people that are getting divorced.
We do. We do. We handle all types of transactions. We we do residential, we do commercial, we do business opportunity. And what else do? We do pretty much everything but mobile home. And what is escrow? I mean, a lot of people don't even
Right.
know what
They don't
escrow
know
is.
why is escrow important.
Why is escrow important? So, escrow is a neutral third party in a transaction when real estate is being sold. We hold all the money and we make sure both sides are protected, regardless who chooses the escrow. That's really important because we're neutral. And we use encrypted emails. We make sure all our trust accounts are secure, and we make sure everyone is complying.
You mean you wouldn't wire me the money by accident?
Right.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
or my own account.
Shucks.
Or my own
I
account.
really want to go shopping. And Nordstrom's was having a sale. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, we protect everyone. And we make sure everyone is following the contract that was written. And we communicate with everybody. We communicate with the title companies, with the lenders, with all the buyers and sellers involved, the agents. So we kind of facilitate the whole shebang to make sure it's happening.
And the realtor is the coach. Because
Yes.
the realtor is hired to be a realtor.
Well, they should be the
to
coach.
manage. They should be the coach,
Yes.
right? To manage the whole process, whether it's a conventional sale or purchase. You are the gatekeeper. You have a real estate license to be the gatekeeper.
Right.
And you have to make sure that everybody is being accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't assume, because people are human beings, you can't assume everybody's going to do things when they're supposed to be done. And it's not
Right.
by fault. Sometimes people have things going on in their life,
Yeah.
too.
And sometimes they
And-
just don't know.
Yeah.
If they haven't been in a transaction before, they
Right.
just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I
know.
had a friend, and he had been out of a marriage with, a few kids, and they were young at the time. And what happened was he went to go refinance his
Oh.
property, and he called a bunch of people because he was in shock. So his divorce was finalized like 7 years to this incident happening.
Right.
I found out that the ex-wife that wrote the house over to him in the divorce decree no one took her off title.
Oh, jeez.
She ended up with an IRS tax. He ends up with a $30,000 IRS tax lien
Oh, my
and
gosh.
on his property. And guess what? She has no money, nor does she want to give him any.
Right.
And the agencies don't care.
No.
And this was something that nobody looked. Nobody said, hey, someone needs to do the title report.
Right.
Because
Right.
if there was a lawsuit or anything,
Mhm.
he got away easy on $30,000. God knows what could have happened.
Right.
There was an auto accident, and she had no insurance and killed someone.
Like,
They
you
could have
come
taken the
after-
house.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is so serious to have the right people in play. These little things are not little things. He goes, oh my God. He goes, I paid my family attorney $500,000.
Right.
And
Oh, gosh. That
you
poor
know,
guy.
people getting divorced are usually a little upset, right?
Mhm.
And especially with little children, and their minds are all over the place. And you really need an advocate for you.
Yeah.
Even just an advocate to say, hey, I'm going through this. How should this work? I need help. Someone to advocate for me because I am busy.
Yeah. And guide you.
And guide you.
on
Yeah,
where to
yeah.
go. You need
That's
a
right.
good team around you.
You need a good team.
Yeah.
Teamwork is always.
Yay.
You need a village. It takes a village,
It
not
takes a
just to raise
village.
kids, but to do everything. It really
Right.
takes a good village,
And
and
twine the
that's how
messiness.
people survived.
Yeah.
If you need help at home or at the office, call Made For You. Made For You is a locally owned, bonded, and licensed cleaning service with over 20 years of experience. All employees are vetted for your protection. No need to buy products or expensive equipment. The Made For You staff comes complete with everything needed to make your home or office cleaner than ever. Hire Made For You one time, as needed, or on an ongoing basis. No room is off limits. Laundry and ironing services are also available. Call Made For You for a free estimate today. 255-2922. That's 255-2922.
Paid for by Scott Wilkes State Senate.
We know California has the highest state income tax rate in the country, the highest state sales tax in the country, and the highest gas tax. We know that in spite of all those taxes, Sacramento's special interests and their pet candidates like Kip Muller always want more. We know Kip Muller wants to gut Prop 13, raise property taxes by billions, and crush small businesses already devastated by the COVID-19 shutdown. We know Kip Muller supports Sacramento's disastrous job-killing AB 5, calling it an incredible victory, even as it put freelancers out of work. We know Kip Muller encourages extremists who want to defund the police, even as crime rises and rioters burn and loot our cities, raising taxes, costing jobs, defunding police. He may only have lived in our district for 1 year, but we know Kip Muller, and we know better.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com. Nobody likes pesky ants when they come into your home. Clean up uneaten pet food and dirty dishes and caulk entry points into your home. If you must spray pesticide, spray responsibly. Prevent pesticides from running into the Santa Clara River by turning off your sprinklers for a few days after you use chemicals. And don't apply before rainfall. Follow the instructions on the package or try using non-toxic alternatives. Visit greensantaclarita.com for more information. This message is brought to you by the City of Santa Clarita.
Finding the right lawyer can be a challenge, but in Santa Clarita, there's no need to search when there's Hacker Law Group, Santa Clarita's premier litigation firm. Jeffrey Hacker has represented celebrities, financial institutions, accident victims, real estate developers, realtors, contractors, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other individuals and companies with their legal challenges. Mr. Hacker is one of Santa Clarita's leaders, consistently listed as one of our most influential. When everything is on the line and you need legal counseling, visit hackerlawgroup.com.
When it comes to buying or selling your home, there's no room for error with your money. That's why Precision Escrow is the company you need to know. When selling your home, you want to make sure you're working with a company that has your best interest and keeps your money safe. That's why they use encrypted emails and secure trust accounting. Precision Escrow will follow the contract in detail from the beginning to the end and protect the parties involved. Working with Precision is like working with a huge family. Everyone is always smiling and cohesively working together for you. Check out their 5-star Yelp and Google reviews and see how they separate themselves from the competition. Whether you use an agent or sell your home yourself, they'll give you 30% off your transaction, which saves you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Use code RADIO30 to take advantage of the savings. Call Lauren Fredette, your representative, for more details. She's available 7 days a week during and after office hours. Call toll-free 877-393-4101. Let them help you through one of the most important decisions of your life.
At Substrata, they're dedicated to be your go-to general contractor. They are a premier builder of high-end custom homes from the ground up, major remodels and expansions, multi-unit construction, and commercial tenant improvements for both retail and office build-out. Their focus on details and personal attention have been constant from conception of the project to completion. They build stories not with pen and keyboard, but with steel and manpower. Visit substrata.com or call 424-702-5700.
Hometown.
I wanted to let you know that I really appreciate the way you guys do what you do.
Your hometown station.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Listed by Mina. I want to thank Lauren Fredette from Precision Escrow. You are amazing, as always, and your team. And I hear from the grapevine you're giving 30% off your escrow, which is huge if you want to cut your costs. That's a big deal. And I want to share with you Lauren's, I have her on auto dial, guys, so I have to read the card and give you the number, okay? It's 818-307-3636. Again, 818-307-3636. You can text or call Lauren anytime. I shouldn't say anytime. They're going to call you 11 o'clock at night, too. No, just when you're in the deal, you can call her at 11. You can call me. I'm probably up just looking around, hanging around, listening to things. But I want to welcome my next guest, Nili Nathan from
Hi,
CT
Mina.
Financial. Yes,
Thank
hi.
you, Mina. So good to be here with you. Yes, I am a senior mortgage broker with C2 Financial. We are one of the largest mortgage companies in the country. We're licensed in 7 states. I am licensed in California, so I can work with anyone that has a property in California. Last year for residential loans, we funded $3 billion.
Wow.
So I think we know what we're doing. We have a triple A plus rating with the BBB. We can do any type of loan that's attached to real estate. So we do conventional, jumbo, VA, FHA. We can handle multifamily, commercial, and we have one of the largest reverse mortgage companies. We are
Amazing.
Yeah, for jumbo reverse mortgage, we are leading the nation.
And how does it work for reverse mortgage? I mean, what's the criteria age-wise? What's a good time to step into that? And why would someone get a reverse mortgage?
Well, a reverse mortgage, that's not my primary focus
Yeah,
of business, but I have done them. As a matter of fact, I just closed 2 with our reverse division. They're
Got it.
experts. The manager and assistant manager there are amazing. So with the benefit of a reverse mortgage is you never have a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
And you do need to have quite a bit of equity to qualify,
Right, right.
40 or 50%, 62 years of age. It goes by your birthday. So
Got
the
it.
older you are, the more money you can get. So
Wonderful.
what we basically ask you for is your birth date and the address of the property. We do an evaluation online to get the value. And then we have about 20 lenders that we go to. And with that little bit of information, we can provide you with options.
Nice.
4 different options. You can get a line of credit. You can get 1 lump sum.
Yes.
And, really did get a bad rap because there was this myth that you're going to lose your home. And the only way you can lose your home is if you don't pay the property tax, the insurance, or you don't maintain the home.
Yeah.
But new laws were recently put into place to give seniors an impound account, which means the lender will pay your tax and
Great.
insurance, because a lot of older seniors would forget.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that's how they lost their
And
home.
we forget too, right?
Right.
Everybody forgets. You have to be
Right.
senior.
But,
we all
I mean,
forget what we're supposed to remember.
A lot of people are looking into them because when you get the money, there's no capital gains.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
It's not considered
Hey.
a gain. It's not considered an income. It's
Nice,
a debt.
nice. I
So
like
you
it.
can take that cash and then you can buy another property with it. So a lot of financial planners are using reverse mortgages
I mean,
for
it's a
people.
great option when
Yeah.
you need to have it. When you need cash and you're, struggling and why struggle, right?
Absolutely.
But,
But right now, the forward loans, we call them forward loans, the rates are so great.
Really?
We have a lender. I'm sure you've heard them advertised everywhere. They're doing the Conquest loan, and it's for any loan amount under $765,000. The rates start at 2.5%.
Amazing. And is that with no points?
No, that's with points.
And depends on
2.5.
the FICO score, the credit
Well,
score.
there's a lot of things like how to
Yeah.
get your lowest rate. It depends on the loan to value.
Right.
It depends on your FICO. It depends if it's a rate and term, refi, a cash out, primary home, second home, or investment home. All those things play into what kind of rate you can get.
Well, I love that you're on top of it because in today's market, in today's world, every day or every week things are changing. And it's so important to have someone with over 20 years experience in the mortgage business.
Right.
Because you're on it. You're not going to say, tell someone, what happened last week was still available today. You know the real information because you keep yourself knowledgeable and all the updates. And because the real estate market and everything in this world is changing constantly, it's so important to pre-plan and know what you're getting into and have insight on the near future if you're wanting to purchase a house or refinance, because interest rates are just so low. It's free money.
Especially, everything you said is correct.
I just want to look for something to buy because free money. I don't know. I'm looking.
Right,
I don't know.
and that's why people are buying right now, especially after COVID. The guidelines immediately changed.
yeah.
March and April,
heard
they were
about
very
that.
strict. They loosened up some. The hardest thing still is for self-employed people. You need to get all your ducks in a row to get the lowest rate.
Right.
So, if you're W-2, it's pretty easy unless you have any issues. So what should you look for? Check your credit report. Make sure that there are no mistakes on it. make sure you have your 2019 tax return completed and at the IRS, because the IRS could take weeks to get your
Exactly.
transcript.
Right.
The other thing is make sure you have real bank accounts. Don't send us screenshots
Yeah.
of your bank accounts. People do that, or
Right,
you take
right.
a picture on your Apple phone.
Yes.
That'll get bounced back
Yes,
to us.
of course.
They really want
Of course.
every single page of your bank statement showing your name, your account number. Another thing that you should do is make sure you have your HR person aware that they're going to maybe do a double check to see if
Oh,
you're
I
employed.
see.
They're very concerned with
Sure.
COVID that people are
Of
getting laid
course,
off. They're
of
getting
course.
furloughed
Yes.
at the last minute.
And they own a large piece of your home. If
Right.
you're going 3.5% down, wow.
Absolutely. So before the loan docs go out, they may call HR, and they want the HR person to send an email. It's so there's a
Yeah.
few more steps that they're doing that take a lot of time. Self-employed people for year to date for 2020. So typically we can do a 1-year tax return. So if you have your 2019 last year, it would have been fine. If you had your 2018, we could do the loan with a 1-year tax return. But since COVID, they want a year-to-date profit and loss if you're self-employed. So if your accountant, a licensed accountant, will do the year-to-date profit and loss, and it matches like what you put on your application,
Sure.
and that you can still qualify with
Yes,
that,
yes.
then it's fine. But if a borrower is doing a self-generated year-to-date P&L, they want to back it up and corroborate it with your bank statements. So they're going to want to see at least 2 bank statements.
Right.
They're looking at your deposits to make sure, okay, you have the cash flow, whatever you put on your P&L is corroborating and matching up.
Yeah.
So that's been a little difficult after COVID with the 2020, because I have people in the entertainment business and production stopped for a few months. So
Right,
their
and
2020
they were
P&L is
furloughed.
not looking that good. So I would say to get the lowest rate, that's definitely prepare your P&L and send that over. Hopefully I'm going to be your loan officer, but whoever you're working with,
You're in good hands if she is.
send that over to them so they can get ahead of the game. And right now we can get you a low rate, and if you have no issues, we can close in 22 days with Conquest.
And let me ask you, I know that we talked a while back because I had a client that had an IRS tax lien, but you said if they were in payment 6 months, that potentially they can get a loan.
No more.
Really?
No.
They did away with
that
that?
was before COVID. Yeah.
Great. Well, I want to thank you, Nili. It's been
Absolutely.
exciting. And I want to talk more about, what you have to say, because I think that you're so rich in information. Always. When I call you and I text you, because, I came from the wholesale lending business years and
Right.
years and years and years ago. That's like giving money to the brokers to give to their clients. And that was a heyday, 100% financing.
Right.
Stated. Nobody had to show anything, right?
Just have to breathe.
And
you can
breathe.
get a loan.
It was a breathe. It's alive. I just know that. So let me recap. So to get the lowest rate for whatever refinancing purchases, what do you suggest?
There's a few more things that I probably didn't touch on. But the shorter the lock term, the better your pricing, the better your deal. So when people say, what did the rate go up? It's not really the rate that goes up. This is something I found out that I didn't know 20 years ago before I got into banking. There is no set interest rate.
Right.
It goes up an eighth. So it may start as low as 1.99 when you hear that advertised, and then it goes up an eighth, an eighth, an eighth. And the higher the rate, the better the pricing. So the higher your rate, the pricing could be 0, which is at par. Or if you keep going up an eighth, you'll get a rebate towards your closing costs. If you go down, the more you go down, then you pay points. So there's a cost. So that's what goes up and down is the pricing, not the rates.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah. So, a lot of your business now are refis. People are jumping on that. Is there an easier way, like if you have more equity in your house, is it easier to get a refinance?
Well, no. Okay. So there's 2 different things. To get a lower rate, yes, the more equity you have, that plays into getting a lower rate. And of course, your FICO score, that plays into getting a lower rate. The shorter your lock term gets you the better pricing. The type of property, if it's primary, second home, or investment, that plays into your interest rate and if you're going to cash out or not. All those things play into getting the best interest rate.
Interesting. Yeah. It's so, I get calls from people that are bank statements. And, I know we talked about it a while ago because I know things have changed. So if somebody is a 1099 employee of themselves or what have you on contract work, but they make good money, is there an opportunity for them to get a loan?
We can do it. We still
really?
have, yes.
Okay.
We have 80 lenders, and I use about 2 of them for my bank statement clients. So you don't need a tax return at all. You have to be self-employed, obviously. And if most of your money, your deposits, the last 12 months have been in a personal bank account, then they'll give you credit for 100% of the deposits. If most of the money has been in a business bank account, then you get 50%. So they kind of factor in the expense. And so what they want to see is that month after month, you're making deposits. They add up the deposits, they divide it by 12, and that's your monthly income.
And if you buy a 2 or 4 unit, right, and you live in the property, will they take into consideration the rental income as for qualifying for the loan?
Well, they weren't for a while because of COVID, but now, yes, you would have to. Well, you have to have it on your Schedule E. You have to show it on your Schedule E.
That you're claiming it.
Yes. And then we can put back depreciation, and we can put back interest.
And what about on a purchase, though? If you can get like $10,000 hypothetically in rent from your 3 units, and you live in one.
Purchasing, well, the way that would work is when we order your appraisal, we would also request a rent survey. So a rent survey is an additional item in the appraisal that basically instructs the appraiser to go and get rental comps.
And will the underwriter use 75%?
Some of the lenders will.
I think if you're an experienced investor or
yes,
something,
you
they'll have more likely
Absolutely.
for them to take 75%.
If you're a first-time home buyer, that's going to be pretty tough.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about people with student loans?
Student loans are a big problem for people because it doesn't really matter so much what
happens if they're not active? I know there are some student loans, they don't activate till the people make a certain amount of money.
Well, okay, so that means what you're talking about is that they put a freeze on the payment, a moratorium on the payment.
Yes.
You have to show documentation that it's at least 12 months out.
Okay, so it's doable.
If it's 12 months out moratorium, they may not consider it. But typically, whatever's showing up on your credit report, if it says $400 a month, they're going to hit you in your debt-to-income ratio with that $400 a month.
Got it.
If it doesn't show up in your credit report, then they use, I think it's 1%.
And how are they going with gifts for down payments?
You could still do gifts.
Do you have to get it from immediate family members? Let's say somebody wants to do GoFundMe and they want to buy a house and they want to raise another $4,000.
It has to be a family member.
It can't be a GoFundMe?
No. No. Gifts from family members, because doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
Because is your friend going to really give you a gift?
Well, sometimes friends are like family.
Or are they going to want you to pay it back?
I don't know.
So
Sometimes.
the whole idea of having somebody give you a gift for a down payment is it's not another loan. They don't have to calculate it in the debt-to-income ratio.
Well, you know what I'm doing now?
So that's the reason.
With everything going on, I am offering $5,000 in seller or buyer's credits towards closing costs. If you don't need it, we can donate it to a charity of your liking.
That's fantastic.
Today it's about giving. I'm always like that, regardless of COVID, because I have had people help me, and helping people is a lot of times worth more than money. There's a balance, but you get such a feeling that stays with you. Money comes and goes. But the feeling of making someone's dream come true, or helping a charity that it will go towards the charity.
That's very significant, getting $5,000 credit from you, and then perhaps you can negotiate a $5,000 concession from the seller.
Right? There's always a way, and everything is documented. It's a great way. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's the old saying. And if you want to know the way, you can let me know, because I will call you and talk to you about every different option. And Nili, do you want to tell them your reach number? What's a great way?
Well, you know what? You can call me or text me. I'm always answering my phone, or I'll respond to your text. 310-291-1601. 310-291-1601.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
You're listening to KHTS Radio.
Your business sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new, larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new, bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
Use a hair dryer to kill COVID-19? Seriously? Here's Assembly candidate Steve Fox on Facebook, advising people to do exactly that.
Use a hair blower, use a heater, and breathe into it. It'll kill some or all of the virus.
And here's Fox telling people to drink tea to kill COVID.
They also say that if we drink a lot of liquids, we can wash down the virus into our stomach where it's going to get killed. So they're suggesting tea, and as you can see, cinnamon's my favorite, but any kind of tea will work. If you don't do it, then we're all asking for trouble.
Tea? Really? Aren't we asking for trouble if we elect Steve Fox? Last time he was in the Assembly, Fox was sued for exposing himself to a female staffer, then firing her when she complained. Fox cost taxpayers $210,000 to settle the claims against him. Steve Fox for Assembly? Are you kidding me? Ad paid for by California Dental Association Independent Expenditure PAC. Committee major funding from California Dental Association, not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
When it comes to buying or selling your home, there's no room for error with your money. That's why Precision Escrow is the company you need to know. When selling your home, you want to make sure you're working with a company that has your best interest and keeps your money safe. That's why they use encrypted emails and secure trust accounting. Precision Escrow will follow the contract in detail from the beginning to the end and protect the parties involved. Working with Precision is like working with a huge family. Everyone is always smiling and cohesively working together for you. Check out their 5-star Yelp and Google reviews and see how they separate themselves from the competition. Whether you use an agent or sell your home yourself, they'll give you 30% off your transaction, which saves you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Use code RADIO30 to take advantage of the savings. Call Lauren Fredette, your representative, for more details. She's available 7 days a week during and after office hours. Call toll-free 877-393-4101. Let them help you through one of the most important decisions of your life.
Moms, dads, this is Cardin Ellis, owner of Unipest. If your house has ants, spiders, or gophers, or you want a free orange oil termite inspection, you have to call Unipest Termite and Pest Control, Santa Clarita's only factory-certified orange oil pest control company. We specialize in organic, low-impact, and traditional pest control options that are all kid-friendly, pet-friendly, and affordable with no contracts, and we're SCV-owned and operated. Call us at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Felicia Dorado Insurance Agency specializes in your small business, homeowners, auto, umbrella, and life insurance needs. Their personalized staff is passionate to help you save money while keeping all your valuable assets covered. During these times, many people are concerned about insurance and getting the best value for their dollar. Felicia Dorado's Insurance Agency understands this and approaches each situation uniquely. Felicia Dorado's Insurance Agency has friendly hometown customer service reps that are ready to help you today. 661-288-2001.
La Rocca Inspections provides 4 of the most needed inspections when buying or selling real estate, and homeowners love their property reviews. Since 1994, they serve the greater Los Angeles area and its 100-plus communities. Schedule residential or commercial inspections for your comprehensive reports. Their inspections can save you money on repairs. Go to laroccainspections.com and download the free guide to inspections. Call now for your free quote, 818-951-1795.
At Substrata, they're dedicated to be your go-to general contractor. They are a premier builder of high-end custom homes from the ground up, major remodels and expansions, multi-unit construction, and commercial tenant improvements for both retail and office build-out. Their focus on details and personal attention have been constant from conception of the project to completion. They build stories not with pen and keyboard, but with steel and manpower. Visit substrata.com or call 424-702-5700.
98.1 FM and AM 1220. The community's choice.
Thank you, KHTS, for keeping me posted with the latest on COVID-19.
KHTS, your hometown station.
You're listening to Listed by Mina Kuper. Thanks for coming back. I hope you came back because we are a lot of fun. Anyway, I want to thank Lauren Fredette from Precision Escrow again for being my guest today. You are awesome. Your team is awesome. I love your availability. I love what you guys do and what you stand for and being able to help people when they need help. And Lauren's direct number, again, is 818-307-3636. And Nili, take it away.
Oh, thank you. If you want to reach me for a quote or a one-day pre-approval, you can call me or text me on 310-291-1601.
So I want to say one more thing. Probably maybe more than one thing because I'm a talker. But so if you potentially want to be on a national TV show and buy a house, you'd have to call me what the details are. And have some fun with me. I do film with a TV show, and I can tell you more. If you want to reach out to me about that, my number is 310-345-8500, 310-345-8500. My website is Listed by Mina Kuper, and that's MINAKUPER.com. And again, 310-345-8500. And there's some perks that come along with buying a house on TV. So a lot of fun stuff. And again, I'm giving $5,000 in closing costs through escrow for purchases or sales or to your favorite charity. I'm all about giving back. If you have ideas for the show, let me know what else you want to know. We're going to have some fun guests in the future. This is my debut show, and I'm going to be on every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And I look forward to having viewers, and I'm looking forward to helping people. That's the most thing, because when people come and come to me after the fact, I'm like, oh my goodness. They're like, I didn't know what I was doing. And I said, well, you are not in that business, and of course you don't know because you're busy doing what you do well and raising kids or what have you. And there's so many things to know, and the wrong turn to take you to the wrong road.
And I just want to say that Mina is a great realtor.
Thank you.
She is tenacious, and she's assertive, which is what you need right now in this market.
Yeah, and I'm certified trust and probate. So if you feel, even if you're not in trust and probate and you have an estate and there's a trustee, let me know. If you do need a third-party trustee to handle, I know a lot of people, to handle an estate because that was the wishes of the person who passed. Let me know. I can help you with that. We can talk about some options. Again, if you want to know about what it means to sell the house that's in the family's name and nobody's arguing, that's fine too. I don't need people arguing that. But if you are having some people come up to the table that feel things should be done differently, we can try to sort it out any which way possible and give you different options that's available to you. If you're getting divorced, there is an expedited way to do it. You can hire your own judge. Yes, you can.
Well, I just want to ask you something that's really cool about being on the TV show. Is that both for sellers and buyers? How does that work?
It's mostly for the buyers really, but the buyers can always visit the sellers to thank them for selling them the house. So
and you get national promotion for being on the show.
And the thing is that one day is all about the buyers. Who are they? What do they want to do? The camera crew just runs around with you. So it's really fun. So you can really pretty much, with their permission, go visit the sellers of the house and, thank them and go to your favorite restaurant outdoors or whatever. You want to go roller skating, they'll go roller skating with you. If that's what you guys want to do. You want to go to your office.
And you get promotion.
I mean, indirectly, they'll say your name, and what you're all about. So I think people could figure it out. You can have a viewing party with it after, and it's so fun. And the people that we work with are awesome. When we film, it's a fun few days. And if you want to know more, again, 310-345-8500. But you'll see me again real soon. So please reach out to me anytime. I look forward to hearing from you.